What is a fitness teacher, gospel preacher, and how I came to Revelation Wellness instructor training? Fitness teacher, gospel preacher is just what it says. We're fitness teachers, but the last two words of our title are ones that matter most. We use fitness as a tool to spread the gospel and how to be whole in Jesus through renewing your mind into your heart, what your heart says and what your mind says. Or sometimes we come into ourselves and the Lord has said, there is something different that I want you to learn. So through the fitness teacher, gospel preacher, he gets you free, whole in Christ, and then the rest will follow. As we learn how to be free in our bodies, we learn that we need to get uncomfortable and how to take our thoughts, our thought life, and turn them around to see what Jesus sees and not what the world sees. The world will always tell us something different. You are not enough. You are not made for this. You can't do this because you're not able. For me, I can tell you, if you have breath, you can move. No one that comes to Revelation Wellness Training is disqualified. I knew that I had something stirring up in me. I got into fitness. I got into using weights and walking and really falling in love with fitness. But then I looked at all of the things. How could I do that? I never thought that I had everything all together. Well, I can't do that. I don't have this. So the devil was attacking me, saying, if I can keep her down here in my clutches, that says, no, I want you down here. I want to make you feel that you are not worthy, you are not chosen, that I need to keep you down at my level. But the Lord is telling us, hey, you are chosen, you are worthy, you are enough, you have the Lord's strength. So I felt something, but how do you marry fitness and faith? That was my thing. So for me, I went through nutrition classes, I went through all of this, but I was one that always shrunk back. I was like, I'll do all of this, and then when I'm all done with all of this, then maybe I can do that. Well, he was revealing things to me, but yes, he was trying to get me ready. But the devil was like, I've got her thumb. I've got her whole self. I had such anxiety and depression because I didn't feel that I was worthy enough to do it. I didn't look like a fitness instructor. I couldn't move like a regular fitness instructor. I had to modify a lot of my moves because of my disability. I've got my right side is quite a bit shorter than my left side. So I couldn't do regular things with my cerebral palsy because it's just shrunk. So that always felt like that disqualified me. Well, in come Revelation Wellness. And I started out in a Bible study with the Little Way Challenge that my girlfriend had invited me to. I could barely do the 10 minutes of the workouts. How am I ever going to make it to a fitness class if I can't do these 10 minutes? So I almost did not go to class the first time that they had it in my town. And I was scared. I was scared what people would think. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to finish the workout. But I saw a friend there, and she worked out with me. She was another fitness teacher, gospel preacher that came alongside of me and sat and worked out right next to me. And we did that together. And I sat in a chair. I modified those moves. And I'll tell you, after I left class, even with my modifications that I did, I felt like a kid after gym class. And when they said that we don't look to the left or to the right, and no one is disqualified in this. If you want to go through training, you're qualified. That turned on a light. And I'll tell you, after doing that and doing some modifications and using those exercises that I have done, that I did in my activities of daily living, I got better at them. And that February, I felt the call. You know, I started a walking group when I lived in Wyoming. I walked up mountains with people and had a little bit of Bible study. And that renewed that passion in myself when I started going to the Revelation Wellness classes on Thursdays. And I would get better. I would still do modifications. I say I was the queen of modifications in our Thursday class. I enjoyed all of that. And the Lord came to me with a few things. And one afternoon in March of 2019, I decided to take that leap because I had heard, don't audibly hear people that have passed. And my mom passed in 2003. And my grandma passed the same year. I was sitting in a cool down and I felt something hold on to me. I felt my shoulders heavy and I knew that the Lord was coming. I felt like my hands were heavy. I felt like someone was cupping their hands in mine. And all I did was lift out my hands and say, okay, what? I'm feeling something. And I do not ever hear my mom audibly. She was my cheerleader in anything that I did with my physical therapy. She knew that I could do anything. And she never saw me as disabled. And I think that's how I got the way that I was. I was so positive because she never looked at me as someone that couldn't do anything. She saw me with everything possible that I could do. And she and my grandma came to me. My grandma was holding my hands. I felt something on my chest that said, and I heard her in my ear, Carla, honey, you were made for this. And the next day, I signed up for training. Didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I had just come into a paycheck, and I was like, but the Lord knows. The Lord knows, and He will provide a way for you. And He provided a way for me that I could take what I was getting in my paycheck to pay for that. All of my other bills were already coming out, and I had set aside some time for my money to come out. He provided that paycheck for me to go through training. I didn't really realize what freedom I was going to be finding. During training, during all of this, I went to the mountain, and I had such a weight on me. I had a trunk full of words, trauma that I had done to myself for 17 years, probably more like 20. Things that I had said to myself, things that I had done to myself. I mistreated my body. And He brought me to a space that said, you are not that anymore. You're not the victim. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I made you like this for a reason. I never got that. I always tried to compare. And the Lord was like, you're not meant to compare. Here you are. This is all I want you to be. All of that. It doesn't matter what I look like. He was bringing me freedom. I had freedom in my body. I've had chronic pain for over 15 years. And with the thoughts of being free, all of the weight that He took off of my trunks, the baggage of rocks that He lifted, the freedom I felt to do what I was called to do, even though I was scared. You do it uncomfortable until you aren't uncomfortable anymore. And you do it scared until you're not afraid anymore. This is why my channel is called Flex Your Brave. I've been flexing my brave all my life, but I just never really realized what He was using it for. I enjoy moving like me. I love my modifications that I teach. I love teaching people that it is not about the fitness. It is not about size, ability. You move like you and nobody else. I've gotten to a point where I enjoy doing things a little bit harder. Now that I've gotten into some of these things, the Lord is actually providing me less pain in my body after knowing that who I am in Christ and that I don't shrink back anymore. The girl that started training was scared. She didn't speak out. She let other people take what she thought because of what will people think. Now it is, guess what? The Lord has something for you. He's going to reveal it to you. Listen and open the word and find some meat. And he will always provide it for you. And I'll tell you, in this community, you don't do things alone. You have a whole family that loves you and that wants to see you succeed. We will cheer you on. We will stand under your piñata. We will show you that you can do anything that you put your mind to. If you have a thought that you want to do something, you've got a whole sisterhood, brotherhood to lean on. If you have a prayer request, anything, you have your people. Find your people, love your people. And I have found my people in Revelation Wellness. And our founder, Elisa Keaton, is the greatest cheerleader. She will champion you. And if you tell her a dream that you want, then she'll hold you to it. Say, hey, why not? Why not do that? You can do it. With the Lord behind you, you can do anything. Flexing your brave and being strong and courageous, the Lord will meet you in a spot. So if you are thinking of wanting to get free in your body, in your mind, come to Revelation Wellness Training and you will be changed. It has been the best thing that I have ever done. Brought me back to my original design of Carla. No one else but me. I move authentically. I move audaciously courageous, flexing your brave in all areas, owning the modifications when they're needed. You move like you. Bye.